Planning orders have now been suspended for open forum and will be.
And it can be recorded. That says that in the rules.
Could you put your gavel down and end the meeting at the moment?
Right. Okay. Right. We're now in open forum. As I said.
Hold on. Is your phone still on?
Yes.
Please? Could you turn it off, please? This is open forum. Public do not give permission to be recorded in the open forum.
Is there anybody in the public gallery and that wishes this not to be recorded?
Me. Okay.
That vote is carried.
It's not a
No, it's
public
not a vote.
vote.
Well, you just did stop me halfway through. One person has rejected that; they're free to leave.
I'm leaving as well then at the open forum. I don't need to be at the
okay.
open forum. Okay. Up to you.
Right, Jeff.
Might be a bit difficult to answer because I think it's probably proper officers' expertise. I'm very interested if you start a project with so-called volunteers to work on benches, bus stops, whatever your plans are, how they're covered by the £10 million liability they need to be working on highways.
I don't know. I will ask the proper officer to let you know.
Yes, please.
I believe, but I'm not absolutely sure, that they are covered on parish council insurance.
I believe they're not. Can I state that?
Okay.
I mean, clearly, if I could just speak, I mean, clearly, that's a big issue that's come up again and again and again, and that's something I think that Ron and I, and possibly with you, Jeff, we can discuss. One of the things I find fascinating since I've lived here, and I am a Londoner, how many times I've chopped a tree up because it's fallen down, and there's all sorts of reports of other people doing that. If you do it getting that way, no one seems to care. If you do it formally, it's a big issue.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's the problem I have.
So I think it's clearly an issue, and that's something I think we've got to address.
I think it's a lovely initiative. I just want to make sure that the public that I live amongst are covered.
And they're not exposed.
Fine.
And
They're
I
not
would,
exposed, yeah, absolutely.
I would expect it to be part of the volunteering policy
Yeah.
that how volunteers were covered
Yes.
if they didn't have otherwise insurance. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Yes.
I'm here in my position as chairman of the Lower Waits Lane Fairlight Cove Maintenance Association. The Fairlight Focus website is owned and controlled by the Parish Council, as can be seen from the Parish Council's accounts, and is operated on their behalf by Councillor Sharp. The Parish Council cannot claim that the website is separate from the Parish Council and is funded by a grant, as it doesn't comply with the rules for being eligible for one. For her own motives, Councillor Sharp removed our details nearly 2 years ago, and in spite of numerous requests has failed to come up with any reason for the removal. This removal has had a negative impact on our ability to fundraise, communicate with other residents or any conveyancers seeking information on our association for new residents. The fact that we have no presence on this site gives a bad impression to anyone seeking information on us, which it seems was Councillor Sharp's intention. I have one question. Will you reinstate our association's details on your website, the Fairlight Focus, and the ability to update it as we see fit within 14 days of today, 23rd of July 2024. Failing that being done, I give notice that proceedings for damages against the Chair, Vice Chair and any other councillors backing Councillor Sharp's vindictive actions will be instituted personally against them and not the council as such.
The Fairlight Focus website is not the Parish Council website.
I've just explained why it is.
And I'm just explaining why it isn't. Nobody has come forward offering to help to assist the current webmaster of the Fairlight Focus
That's
website.
not the point.
It is not a Parish Council website. The Parish Council do not discuss it,
They
and
pay
the Parish Council fund it.
Yes.
But we do not run it and we do not discuss it. It is not an item on the
what
agenda and
basis
we
do you
never
fund
discuss it. We fund it on exactly the same basis as it has always been funded.
As a grant or what?
Um,
It's either yours or it isn't. If it isn't, then it should
It
be.
has never been the parish council website, and I think previous chairs can probably back me up.
No, it's not the parish council website. It is
not run by the parish council.
Well,
It is funded by the parish council,
yes.
but it is not run by it, and it is funded through, I believe, but again, I'm not completely sure, but I believe it is funded through a grant.
No, it can't be because it doesn't. Fairlight
Or a
Focus
donation.
doesn't comply.
It may well be a donation then.
Has that ever been put to the,
I
the
don't
general
have-
public?
Well, I can check how it is funded. I don't have the documents with me
No.
tonight.
Well, I'm very serious about this because it's been done deliberately, targeted primarily at me, of course, but it has been done deliberately by Councillor Sharp to.
I
Damage,
reiterate that she is not acting as a councillor when she is
I don't care what
when
she
she is webmaster.
I'm talking
and
about
therefore you are-
individual responsibility.
You are talking about a private individual, not a councillor, when she is working
Yeah.
on that
Can I
basis.
suggest, Madam Chair, that Mr Bunch puts all this in writing, and so that then Councillor Sharp can have a look at it.
Here you are, you can have that. You can pass that down, Derek.
Okay, right, anything else on open forum?
Chair, can I just bring your,
Sorry, I'm
yes,
Do you want any more
can
copies?
I bring your attention to the fact
No,
that the web host,
I need you to discuss that here.
the fast host, the covers two.
There's one more, Derek, for you.
I'm not going to make a statement because I'm not absolutely sure about
Just
it.
bring it to your attention,
Right.
it is a
I
monthly
will ask-
costing. It is a monthly costing which appears on the accounts
I,
each month.
okay, well,
You might like to investigate.
I will, but I'm not making a statement on it when I don't know the
I'm
facts.
just saying, you're saying about donations. or
It is
grants, And
important.
I'm saying it's on the expenses.
Yeah, it
month
is-
after month.
Well, yeah, you know, it's kind of important to understand the facts before you make a statement. Carol?
Right, let's all take a deep breath
Oh, can I?
and relax, because I'm going to make a light-hearted observation. Madam Chair, there appears to be an emergence of a club or group which uses the Fairlight Village sign as its logo when communicating. I am intrigued. Does this mean that in future we can expect to see village signs on flags, on flagpoles in members' gardens, chests emblazoned in the form of t-shirts, and the ultimate exclusivity of Fairlight sign tattoos?
Thank you, Carol.
Thank you. Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you. I'm a member.
Oh, yeah, do you have a comment on that?
Well, I've got a question in two parts.
Okay.
I would like this answered at the next meeting because I'm sure you can't answer it. And I'll be specific about this as well, so you can write it down. What professionally recognised accounting qualification is held by the parish council clerk in relation to their duties as the responsible financial officer? Do they hold FILCA?
Wait a minute. What professional finance?
What professionally recognised accounting qualification is held by the parish council clerk in relation to their duties as the responsible financial officer? And do they hold the FILCA certification, which is specifically tailored towards the accounts of the PC?
Do they hold the which?
FILCA, F-I-L-C-A.
And what does that stand for?
You can look it up. You can look it up.
Well, I was trying to write the question down in full.
Just FILCA, she'll understand that.
F-I-C-A.
L-C-A.
F-I-L-C-A. Qualification requisite.
The second part of the question is with regard to the accountancy package, Realtis, that Fairlight Council use and is paid for by the PC, why is it felt necessary to transfer those PC accounts to Microsoft Excel when viewed by the public on inspection on the 8th of July, because that must have taken a hell of a time when the realities can just be downloaded. And a small point I would like to make, you mentioned earlier that people, residents of the village, were offered a meeting. That is factually incorrect. I discussed with David Shortman at his house.
Wait a minute, I'm still writing down the previous question. Could you just give me time? I don't do shorthand.
What part have you got to?
So it's transferred to Microsoft Excel.
Excel,
So it's
yeah,
done as a spreadsheet. Okay.
when viewed by the public, which must have taken quite some time, because every input has to be inputted again in Excel individually.
Okay, I'm not. Okay, and your other.
And the point that I was going to make was that you made was actually factually incorrect. I met with David Shortman at his house, and it was discussed a way forward with the toxicity, which a lot of people believe is caused by the council through lack of transparency, that perhaps we should have a meeting face to face. Now, David was obviously keen on that. I was fairly keen on that. You was going to go along to it, allegedly, along with Ron Fellows Turnbull. I couldn't get anybody to go with me because they said nothing would change. There would be the same amount of toxicity that exists in every council meeting, because you do not wish to involve the public in any of your decisions. That's just a point I'd like to
Can
make.
I just come in there? When we discussed this here, the idea was that we tried to meet and bridge gaps.
Exactly.
In other words, you would come, there were some people, whoever you were coming, you never told me who was coming with you.
Exactly.
And I would also have a word with another
And I was
councillor.
going to
And
make
we would
homemade
try,
biscuits and
and we
tea.
would try and arrange a meeting to
Yeah.
see if things could be peacefully resolved.
Yep.
I went to quite a lot of effort to try and arrange a meeting, and
So did I.
you know, and anyhow, dates was sent and everything, and the last thing we had on it was you told me that obviously that in any event, the people who you were going to bring to the meeting had decided that they would no longer come to any meeting.
At the
until-
time suggested, because it wasn't convenient.
Yes, but also they wouldn't come in any event unless both the chair and Izzy and Carol resigned as chair and vice chair.
Exactly.
So that was the condition. That does not make a meeting. That is not a meeting to discuss ways forward.
No, but I'm
That
sure
is
the
a-
public
that
would
is
understand,
trying, that is
David.
trying to put a condition meeting.
David.
Can you listen? But let David say his
That is
bit.
trying
Hang
to
on,
put
this is
a-
open
Let
forum, you're not a
David-
chair here.
Let
Yeah, I'm
David
speaking.
say
This
his bit.
is
Don't interrupt
trying
him.
to create, dictate the terms of what's meant to be an informal meeting to try and resolve matters by a precondition that the chair and vice chair of the parish council resign first. Well, that ain't on,
Why is it not on, David?
It isn't on.
Why is it not on?
I don't think. I don't.
If you want the public to actually join in and be part of this village and that with your council here,
With respect,
and I can't get anybody to actually
No,
want
but
to sit
with
down and
respect,
talk to you,
with-
what does that say to you, David?
With respect, you're talking about a certain portion of the village. I don't know what it
Well,
is.
we can't talk to the people that don't want to turn up, which is why we do the video, so that it gets out to a broader person.
I don't, as far as I'm concerned, I tried to
The offer-
genuinely to
I
arrange
tried
a
as well,
meeting,
David.
and we
It
were
wasn't
turned down
all one
because we-
way.
on
David, do you
unreasonable
accept that it wasn't just one way? I was prepared to go along with it, but I couldn't get anybody.
I can't speak for what your people told you. All I know is
Can
that
you not-
the meeting
David,
would
that's
not
not
go
what I
ahead
said.
because of that precondition.
David, that isn't what I said. Can you agree that it wasn't all one way? I agreed with you in that it was possibly the way forward.
Yeah.
It
Why-
wasn't suggested by you, it wasn't suggested by me. It's something that we actually agreed on together.
Yeah, I agree that we
Right, well
would
that
be
is
good
why
idea.
I'm trying to collect
No, what-
Izzy.
Yeah, but what's put an kibosh to it, and you'll have to agree, is one simple thing. Suddenly plonking at the last minute a precondition that the chair and vice chair of the council resign. That was that is not an informal meeting.
Does that not tell you in that the feeling of the general public in
How
the
do I
village?
know that's a general public? It's a view of a small portion as far as
How
I
do you know it's a small portion, David?
Well, 'cause
It's an
plenty-
assumption made on
plenty
your
of other
part.
people are perfectly happy.
Like who?
I
You always come up with assumptions. All of you come up with assumptions. You never come up with any hard
Okay,
facts.
can I just say this? That offer is open to anyone to have a meeting to find a way forward. Whether that be that we get mediation in from outside or whatever, I would suggest that if you came on a Monday lunchtime and talked to the people who were in this village hall then, you would find out some of our basis for saying it is not the whole village that
What
doesn't like it.
What does it have to be then? People come along
No,
to your event. Why can't it be independent?
It can be, I am saying, you are asking who are the people who have an opinion that is different from yours
So
about the
Dish.
parish council.
So Dish,
That is, I'm saying that if you talk,
how
So
many
people-
members are at Dish then?
we don't have members, we have people.
Or
who
how many
come.
people attend Dish? Do you know that because you don't have a signing in book, do you?
We do,
Oh, you do have a signing in book.
we do. So, you know, you are now making assumptions. All I can say is that the offer is open. The other thing I would say is that the chair and vice chair are elected in May each year by the parish council. No one else put themselves forward for those two posts, and we are elected for a year. And unless I am informed by my councillors in a Biden-like way that they do not wish me to continue as chair, I will continue to take the honour of being chair of this parish council and trying to move the multiple things we talk about every week forward in the village. The offer of a meeting is open. I have offered meetings numerous times to numerous people. I offered one last week about the Market Garden site, and I have not had a reply at all.
Have you offered your apologies though, which were asked for?
I'm sorry.
Chair, can I draw your attention to the fact that 20 minutes was given
Yeah.
and we're exceeding
Yeah.
20 minutes?
Jeff, if it's quick, you can...
Yes, very quick. Can you explain to everyone why the police was called tonight and they left empty-handed?
The police were called tonight because some members of the parish council felt quite threatened by the behaviour that occurred at the beginning of the meeting. We have had a discussion with them, and we will be taking further advice.
From who?
That's our business.
And we will continue to film under the auspices of the UK legislation.
At every meeting.
Oh, sorry?
At every meeting.
Right, I'm going to call a whole forum unless
Can I
there's
just
anything
one quick one?
pressing and not personal.
Just very quick. Everyone on here in this council, in this room now, have been on YouTube and Facebook over the past few weeks. Happy to go on there, happy to be exposed throughout the world.
That's not a question
Can
we are going
I
to...
just answer?
Yeah,
Yes,
no,
please, please.
Let me answer.
This is not a personal attack on you.
Well, it started with the conversation, Jeff. Can I ask you why, when you're on your Facebook, you don't show a photograph of yourself preparing to be Indiana Jones? I mean, is that a joke or not?
Have a look at the picture. It's me.
Is it really?
Have a look, please. Let me show you.
No, I don't want to see.
Oh, come on, let's,
It looks
please.
like that you are dressed as Indiana Jones.
Because
I have no idea.
my past.
I have no idea what your past is.
Well,
Can we not
Hey,
get into personal details?
friends and family know my past and they know the link to Indiana Jones.
Well,
Just the
Yeah.
point I want to make is this. You just said it, you're talking about when I was put on Facebook, which I don't use and I don't use myself.
No, you're on YouTube.
Well, YouTube. I don't even adhere to YouTube.
Okay,
That was put
fair enough.
on by someone who should have known better, because had they asked for my permission at the celebration when I was representing the Royal British Legion, I would have declined for me to be shown on that, because I don't choose to be shown on those public issues. I'd like to also thank you, by the way, for anonymously plugging my book. I sincerely hope that I get some.
Well,
You obviously gave permission for
it's-
your picture there.
I mean,
You obviously gave permission
Well,
for
it'd be
your
stupid
picture
not
there.
to, wouldn't it? I mean, you're publishing the book. The difference you see for all of this is that, for reasons that I will not go into, those are not identifiable, even in the book or on this incident. This one is the embarrassing one for me, because it brings me to this location. The book and anything doesn't show where I am, who I am now.
Several minutes on
And-
Google does.
Yeah, well, that's nothing. That
Several seconds.
But that's not what I put out.
You've been on the television then.
Of course.
and
And I continue to be so.
and your
But that
face is
doesn't
on
relate
Sussex
to me
News.
being a councillor and working in the council.
And you're a
At this
public
point,
figure.
it's exactly
You're a public facing figure.
public facing.
So people have only
Right.
got to go and Google you because of you being on television.
Oh,
But it's got nothing to do with it.
wait a minute. We are debating about someone's personal life and past life, which I don't think is.
That
very
reflects to
Wait a
what
minute,
happens
I'm talking.
tonight.
Wait.
No, I'm talking as well. But
You're not in the chair.
No, wait a minute.
just one more
Open
point,
forum.
please.
This is not a question.
There's a newspaper
This is
heading
not
with
a question.
Ron on there said who lives in Fairlight.
This is
Now,
not.
what did you do about that?
If the newspapers dig out some stuff on me, and
It's not dig up, it was an interview by
yeah,
you.
but that's not for me to say.
But it says who lives
You
in
used to be a
Fairlight.
journalist. You know what journalists can and do when they perhaps should. On many occasions. Certainly has been my experience. But anyway, I think we've listened enough.
I've no interest in
Look,
putting you
I'm
up
sorry,
there
but
to be
I'm
shot
going to
at.
call a halt
Well,
to
it's
this
really-
because we have still got parish council business to discuss, and I've said 20 minutes, and it's now about.
Well, you
25
wasted
minutes.
it by calling the police, I'm sorry.
No.
Izzy, I'll make a suggestion to you. You need to get hold of the openness document that we hide behind, if you like, and that, regarding the videoing. And you need to read it thoroughly, because we are acting within the law. You are not.
I've got it. Part 4, access to meetings and documents of parish and town councils. That is a different part of the whole thing.
Hang on. You've
Sorry.
got one more question in the corner.
One thing, you see,
Yeah.
excuse me, thank you. I've been sitting here at the back. I'd like to say. Thank you. I mean, we talk about the TV thing, the filming and that. I mean, I sit, excuse me.
I've got it, I don't need it.
Don't read it, you need to understand it.
No, I talk to you, Izzy. Right, so I watch the TV in the afternoon. I see Parliament filmed all the time, but that's my view, right? Now, the gentleman there spoke about Dish, and at the end of the day, I come to Dish, and I think this village needs that community. It needs that community. You know, and especially with the winter coming, it needs it. And anything we can do and use this room and those people, there's a person there who's not very well and she does everything to serve from behind that kiosk there. We need it. Don't run Dish down. Support it.
Okay, thank you.
Right,
Right, thank you, everybody.
Well, I thought I heard that. But anyway, you have your opinion, I have mine.
And that is the joy of Fairlight. We are all individuals, we have lots of different opinions, but we can also be a community who cooperates and collaborates.
If only that were true. If
Well, let's
only
go
that-
forward and make
takes
it
two.
true.
You're right, it's true.
Right, if the public could now please leave so that we can get on.
I don't go.